Hello, everyone. Observability provides a common ground and trusted source of contextualized truth that is actionable and doesn't need to be interpreted by an SME. Instana is IBM's observability tool. We are going to look at this tool today in detail. Instana collects data from monitoring systems by using a single host agent on each host. The host agent runs on your host to collect and aggregate data from various sensors before it sends the data to the Instana backend. Instana extends observability through one, automation, automatic continuous discovery, complete and accurate data with no sampling, and proactive health monitoring and out of the box dashboards. Number two, it derives context through apps and infrastructure dependency mapping and automatic correlations. And number three, it enables intelligent actions through actionable insights, automated troubleshooting, and intuitive reporting. Let's see these in action on the Instana dashboard. So let's look at the Instana dashboard and let's see what are the things that we are monitoring. We are monitoring everything from infrastructure to platforms uh, to applications, business monitoring, as well as websites and mobile apps. So from an infrastructure perspective, we can see we have a whole host of infrastructure that we can do, be it data power servers, IBM I servers, and we have a bunch of Kubernetes clusters here, some MQ, and so on, right? So we can monitor a whole host of list of infrastructure that we are monitoring here. Similarly, from a platform's perspective, we can uh, we can monitor vSphere, SAP, Kubernetes clusters, as you can see, IBM Z, as well as Power and Cloud Foundry, and so on. So the idea is that we can monitor various kinds of things for these kinds of platforms. We have applications here. We have a bunch of applications that we have already installed. We will be monitoring today the RoboShop application and RoboShop, RoboStore, and so on. But there are a bunch of other applications also that is getting monitored here. Quote of the day has some health issues and so on. So we can monitor all of them and so on. We will look into applications in a bit. So we are also monitoring here in this case BAW monitors, and we are also monitoring websites. In this case, there is a RoboShop has a website, so does the quote of the day application. Um, Not only can we do these, we also have custom dashboards that exist. In this case, there is a custom dashboards that come out for MQ, for IBM I dashboard, SAP landscape, and so on. So, for example, if you look at the SAP landscape, it talks about what are the it's running on a P15, and therefore it talks about what are the traffic, what is the background jobs, what are the top page loads, and so on, that is running on the SAP shop. Similarly, we can look at other custom dashboards that exist. We can look into the MQ dashboard and the Oracle dashboard and so on, and it tells you the queue depth, messages in, messages out, connections out for the MQ dashboard. So the idea here is that we want to showcase that Instana automatically is going to identify and discover everything from infrastructure to websites, and it is going to identify and create custom dashboards based on what kind of infrastructure it has identified. Now, let's take a look at applications, for instance, and let's look at, say, the RoboShop application. Now, we talked about not just automation in terms of continuous discovery and you're bringing in the whole landscape, but now we also want to talk about deriving context. Deriving context we said we can look at it through dependency maps. So in this case, let's talk about what is the dependency map for RoboShop, and it brings up the entire dependency map for RoboShop. In this case, it's taking a little bit of time to load. Um, There, it finally loaded. So it talks about for the RoboShop, what are all the apps that are running, what are all the databases that are running, and how the traffic is flowing from these. We can potentially look at any particular rating, and then you can go to the flow for just that, and it shows what is the ratings, how is it being called, and what is it called in the backend. And if it calls another app, we can actually go and look, finally looking into the full call trace of what happens with when someone calls this application, and you can go and discover the entire path. Now, so that is how we are talking about the idea that we were not only automatically continuously discovering various aspects of your infrastructure, but we have context. This is able to identify and derive infrastructure dependency. It's able to derive a full mapping of your application, so we know where what is getting called. For example, this web app needs a database, and it calls other services and databases and so on. So we have the context that it can derive. Now let's also look at some of the actionable insights that it can give. When we go back to the home, our homepage itself shows all the active incidents, and it showed the custom dashboards and mobile apps and so on. But now let's talk about all the incidents that has happened. Now I know these incidents have closed, but we can still look at these incidents and see what kind of insights we can see from these incidents. So in this case, bike shop number of calls has dropped, and therefore we can look at the triggering event. And now when we look at the triggering event, it says the metrics. Of course, now it has gone above the threshold, and that's why it has been showcasing this. And it tells what the scope was, as well as it talks about recommended actions. So actionable insights means you also need to give, hey, what is the action you want to do? And it has given a few set of actions that it is asking us to do. And you can run it right from the dashboard, and that would help. Now, you can look at all the action history. In this case, we just ran that, and therefore it has not shown that action. But the idea is that once it completes the action, we can see the effect of it in the set of actions that is going to be shown. Now, there are some active incidents too. We can look at similar problems for this quote of the day application, and it has a triggering event, and we can look at the same kind of things. You can see it has lots of violations, and there is a error rate is high, and it is telling you what is the affected endpoints, and you can also look at analyzing calls associated with it, and it can tell you what calls caused this problem, and we can select metrics and identify what the issue is, and continue our analysis of this problem. So what I have shown today is a quick demonstration of how Instana identifies and manages all the platform components and provides not just context and but also actionable insights so that you can complete your action from the Instana. We'd love to hear from you and see how we can implement Instana in a small set of servers in your landscape, and see how it can help in your observability. Thank you.